In a time where we as wrestling fans are too damn interested on the inside of the wrestling business for our own good, it's hard to surprise us without the information getting leaked first. But when it happens, it's unlike anything else, and it reminds us of why we became fans in the first place. Those moments give us a sense of pure joy and of what it's like to just be a fan and not worry about the other side for a little while. I mean, sure, wrestling isn't always great, but we wait until it is, and sooner or later, it pays off. I don't sit around at home waiting to see if George R.R. Martin is going to turn Jon Snow heel and then bitch until he does. I just watch the show and see how the story unfolds. Because of our involvement, those surprising moments are few and far between these days, but here are 5 moments where the WWE shocked us all. Number 5. AJ Styles makes his WWE debut at the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles has been one of the most must-watch professional wrestlers over the last 15 years, and has time and time again shown us why he is the phenomenal one. With the more notorious years of his career coming from his tenure in TNA, he would find success in professional wrestling all over the world. AJ's competed everywhere from Shikara Pro to New Japan Pro Wrestling over the years, and he's captured championships almost everywhere he's gone. Mere weeks after New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 10, rumors of AJ Styles coming to WWE were abound, and fans couldn't wait to find out if he were truly coming. While there were some leaks of him signing a contract, most fans were still uncertain of his arrival in the company. On January 24, 2016, only 20 days after competing at Wrestle Kingdom, AJ Styles would debut as the 3rd entrant in the 2016 Royal Rumble match, leaving fans in a complete state of euphoria that we thought we'd never experience. Since his arrival, AJ is a 2-time United States champion and a 2-time WWE champion, proving once again that he is phenomenal. Number 4. WWE acquires WCW. WCW was a former Mid-Atlantic NWA territory before being purchased by Ted Turner in 1988 in order for him to compete with the then WWF and Vince McMahon. WCW would remain playing second fiddle to the WWE until about the mid-1990s, when they would acquire 2 of WWE's biggest stars, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. With word of WCW's big payday deals spreading around the wrestlers, it was a tempting opportunity to jump ship and to leave the WWE, which many superstars would do. This includes stars such as Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, Dusty Rhodes, among others. As WCW grew more powerful with the ratings and fans beginning to grow, especially once WCW was able to establish their own stars like DDP, The Giant, and Goldberg. For 84 weeks straight, WCW would beat WWE in the ratings war that would become known as the Monday Night Wars. In mid-2000, WCW was ready to be sold, and Eric Bischoff himself was making his best effort to acquire the company that he helped build and loved. However, after AOL Time Warner refused to let WCW programs to continue airing on their networks, Bischoff's capital venture partner took their offer off the table, leaving Vince McMahon ready to swoop in and pick up the pieces. McMahon was able to grab the WCW trademarks, video archive, and a few superstar contracts. When the last episode of Monday Nitro aired on March 26, 2001, McMahon announced on air that he had purchased his competition. This sparked the Invasion storyline, where Vince's son Shane would state that the sales contract reads McMahon, but it reads Shane McMahon. The story ended up basically being a dumpster fire in the end, and it was just a slow burn for McMahon to bury the WCW brand and their talent. But regardless, the fact that the WWE just bought their competition WCW is still one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history. Number 3. Brock beats the streak. The streak is over. Those words from Michael Cole will resonate in the mind of wrestling fans for years to come. The Undertaker is one of the most famed names in professional wrestling history. His WrestleMania streak began March 24th, 1991 at WrestleMania 7, when The Undertaker would defeat Jimmy Snuka. For the next 23 years, The Undertaker would defeat 18 different men in 17 different states in 2 different countries for a WrestleMania record of 21-0. For the last few years that the streak remained intact, we love to speculate on who would eventually break it. Randy Orton one year seemed like a possibility. Edge one year seemed like a possibility. CM Punk seemed like a possibility. All of them wrong. When the storyline to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 was starting to take shape, fans assumed it would just be another Undertaker victory. We had always wanted to see The Undertaker pass the torch off to a younger, up-and-coming talent who could use the rub in the wrestling business and benefit from ending the streak. Only weeks removed from the anniversary date of The Undertaker's debut WrestleMania victory, he faced the Beast, Brock Lesnar. When Brock hit his third F5 in the match, We all expected Taker to just kick out like he had twice before, but he just didn't. The 3 was counted, the bell was rung, and the look of disbelief struck the face of millions around the world. With the build for the match making it seem like just another year, and the speculation of how we all expected Taker to eventually lose, made this outcome all the more shocking, and I'm personally still not over it. Number 2. The Hardys return at WrestleMania 33. The Hardy Boys are one of the most celebrated tag teams in history and have been captivating fans for 20 years now. Both Matt and Jeff have had extensive tag team and singles runs with the WWE, but in the late 2000s, both Hardys separately parted ways with the company and found success in TNA. While Jeff would remain the more celebrated of the two brothers for years, Matt had his fair share of transitions to remain relevant. He began to pick up traction with his Big Money Matt character and bringing use to social media platforms to keep the character fresh and different. But it wasn't until he became broken during his 2016 run in TNA that he really reignited the team's career. Matt and Jeff would begin a feud where Matt would delete Jeff Hardy. After losing a couple of matches to Jeff, Matt would challenge him to what would become known as the final deletion at the Hardy compound. In such a bizarre, kooky, and just plain ridiculous match, Matt would finally beat and delete Jeff Hardy, where Jeff would lose his rights to the Hardy brand and would only be known as Brother Nero. After cutting ties with TNA over contract disputes, Broken Matt and Brother Nero would become dominant on the independent circuit, appearing most famously in Ring of Honor, where they would feud with the Young Bucks and take their tag team titles. With the Hardys no longer part of TNA, fans were loving the new form of entertainment that they were bringing to the pro wrestling world, and they wanted to see them come home. It was speculated for weeks that WWE was trying to secure the Hardys, but as time went on, it seemed less likely, especially seeing as to how the night before WrestleMania, they would face the Young Bucks in a ladder match, and even host their own event the day of WrestleMania. There was no sign of the Hardys appearing at the show, and it seemed as if we were out of luck, until the hosts, The New Day, would announce that the Triple Threat Tag Team Ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championships would now be a fatal 4-way. Now some fans, myself included, thought maybe this would just be The New Day themselves taking advantage, since they weren't on the card and they acted their part perfectly. That was until that infamous Hardy Boys theme would hit, and Camping World Stadium, along with wrestling fans everywhere, lost their collective minds. The Hardys would go on to win their huge return match and even defend their tag team titles successfully for a few months, until Extreme Rules in June. Now Matt is fully woken, teaming with Bray Wyatt on Raw, and Jeff is the new United States Champion on SmackDown Live. Number 1. Daniel Bryan cleared for competition. Daniel Bryan has been a professional wrestler since 1999, and I can make a whole series of videos just on what he's done in his career, but this isn't about that. Daniel Bryan started gaining popularity on the indie scene in the mid-2000s and all the way into the early 2010s before securing his first long-term deal with WWE. Moving from the indies, his fans followed and he became one of the most popular wrestlers on the active WWE roster. Daniel Bryan wasn't expected to be a main event player and was only seen by the company as a B+ player. However, fans disagreed and we remained relentless in showing our love for Daniel Bryan as an underdog. Because of the WWE Universe, Daniel Bryan would end up capturing the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after beating Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton at WrestleMania 30. Unfortunately, his title reign would be short-lived as he fell victim to injury. Upon his return, he would enter and win the 6-man ladder match at WrestleMania 31 for the Intercontinental title. This too would be short-lived. Daniel Bryan has had a long wrestling career and has had an extensive history with concussions. These concussions would become more and more severe, due to an EEG reflex test which revealed a small subacute or chronic lesion on the temporal parietal of the brain. This is what played a major role in Bryan's post-concussion seizures, which he kept hidden from the public until after his retirement February 8th, 2016, after his last in-ring match being April of 2015. Daniel Bryan would remain an on-screen personality as the SmackDown Live general manager, but was hell-bent on returning to in-ring action. He would continue to see specialist after specialist, and he was open about if the WWE medical staff would not clear him for competition, he would take his talents elsewhere after his contract expired. It took nearly 3 years of physical and neurological testing, but Bryan was determined to prove he was capable of active competition. Even being cleared on multiple occasions by medical professionals outside of the WWE, Bryan was unable to be cleared to compete by WWE medical staff. Until now. The shocking announcement came just a few weeks before WrestleMania 34 and took the world of pro wrestling and sports in general by storm. Not only was this a huge step forward for Bryan, but for neurological medicine, particularly in sports in general. Bryan made his in-ring return in the tag team match at WrestleMania 34, teaming with Shane McMahon to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. He spent most of the match on the outside of the ring, but when he finally got his chance to go, it was like he never even left. Fans instantly took to Bryan's return the second it was announced. In fact, fans never gave up hope along with him. Bryan has now appeared on both SmackDown Live broadcasts following his WrestleMania return as a competitor, and appears to be starting a feud with the also returning Big Cass. We're glad to see Bryan back, and we hope he works safely and stays healthy in the future. That's our list here at It's a Work. Let us know what moments in the WWE you found most shocking in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you're notified when we post a new video. You can follow us on Twitter at IAW Wrestling and on Facebook at facebook.com/itsawork. I'm Travis from It's a Work, and I'll see you next time.